What if you had the mental sharpness, focus, and deception-proof mind of a trained CIA agent? The ability to read people instantly, control your emotions under pressure, and rewire your brain for absolute cognitive dominance. You see, CIA agents aren't just trained to gather secrets. They're trained to control their own minds better than anyone else. They read emotions before they're spoken. They stay calm when others panic. And most importantly, they're nearly impossible to manipulate. But what if I told you that you could train your mind to think like them? Not to become a spy, but to outsmart anyone trying to control, manipulate, or outthink you. Well, stick around till the end of this video because we'll be breaking down 3 psychological skills used by top intelligence agents and how you can apply them to rewire your mind, upgrade your thinking, and become unshakable. The strongest minds don't just survive, they shape reality on their own terms. You don't need to be a spy to master these techniques. You just need to train your mind differently than everyone else. Most people let their emotions control them. Most people are easy to manipulate. But after this video, you aren't most people anymore. Ever notice how some people can tell exactly what you're thinking just by looking at you? That's because 90% of human communication is nonverbal. Your emotions leak through micro-expressions, voice tone, and body language. CIA agents trained to keep their emotions unreadable. And you can do that too. And trust me, if you think you can think like a CIA agent, then you will think like them. It's just the basic philosophy that tricks your brain and rewires them. And if you apply this technique with the upcoming tips that I share with you, trust me, you will be a totally different person. Let's say someone insults you and you immediately fire back with anger. Now, the situation is worse. This happens because your brain reacts before it processes the situation logically. And the solution for that is that before reacting to anything, an insult, or getting into a fight, or even responding to a text, pause for 3 seconds. Why? Because those 3 seconds give your logical brain, prefrontal cortex, time to override your emotional brain, amygdala. So from now on, when someone says something triggering, breathe in deeply and count 1, 2, 3 before replying. Before making any decision, ask, is this what I really want, or just my emotions talking? If you're about to react online, DMs, comments, arguments, type your response, but don't send it immediately. Reread it after 3 seconds. This technique is backed by research in neuroscience, which describes that delayed responses reduce emotional impulsivity by strengthening the prefrontal cortex. Ever feel like you're making the same mistakes over and over, procrastinating, falling for the same distractions? That's because your mind is running on a bad algorithm. Just like how social media feeds you the same content based on your past clicks, your brain is doing the same. It keeps giving you the same thoughts and behaviors based on your past actions. And so, to fix this issue, you need to identify your bad loops, what thoughts, habits, or reactions keep repeating, and interrupt the pattern. When you catch yourself doing it again, physically do something different. Stand up, move, say something unexpected, or replace it with a new input. Instead of scrolling on your phone, read for 5 minutes. Instead of reacting emotionally, ask yourself, what's the smarter move here? Studies in neuroplasticity show that interrupting repetitive behaviors and replacing them with intentional actions rewires brain pathways. Most people live in the moment and don't think ahead, leading to poor decision-making, and that's the shittiest thing you could do. Think of the last time you made a decision you regretted. Was it because you didn't predict what would happen next? Yes? Then, that's most probably the biggest issue that you got. CIA agents are trained to think 10 steps ahead. And to think like them, you need to think before saying yes to anything and ask yourself, if I do this, what happens next? Or, if I respond this way, what will it lead to? And before making a major decision, play out 3 scenarios: the best case, worst case, and the most likely case. Always keep in mind of the worst case scenario and how you could deal with it if it were to happen. You should not always be confident that only best case would happen to you. That will lead to overconfidence. So always be prepared for the worst case scenarios too. Neuroscience research shows that predicting future scenarios strengthens the prefrontal cortex, improving decision-making and reducing impulsive choices. And it is the whole game of your prefrontal cortex, whether you are an average person or a CIA agent. I guess that's it. Apply these 3 techniques for just 1 week, and you'll see how much sharper, more focused, and in control you become. Comment down below, what's one mental habit you want to break? And suggest ideas for the videos too. Subscribe if you want to train your mind and unlock your full potential. Goodbye.